Good evening from New York. The Tea Party is about real people speaking the truth, about restoring honor to government. It's about openness and transparency, and it's about honesty, personal responsibility, accountability. So in our fifth story tonight, keep those attributes in mind as you see the tape of New York Republican Tea Party gubernatorial candidate Carl Palladino that has been playing all day, and the tape of him beforehand that you have not seen all day. That's coming up, but keep those attributes in mind, too, as you peruse the tattered shreds of what was once known as the academic transcript of Delaware Republican Tea Party Senate candidate Christine O'Donnell. The latest today, a conservative think tank reveals what she herself put on the resume she submitted to them. It has already been reported widely that O'Donnell claimed for years that she had graduated from Fairleigh Dickinson University back in 1993, but that because she had failed to pay them $4,000 she owed and to finish her coursework, she did not actually graduate till 2010, September 1st, 2010, actually. And we knew a lawsuit of hers falsely claimed she was going to Princeton Graduate School, a claim she blamed on her lawyer despite the fact that she had filed the suit herself. This week we learned she claimed to have attended Claremont Graduate University, when in fact she went to a conservative think tank called the Claremont Institute. Then the Plumline blog turned up O'Donnell's LinkedIn page with both the bogus Claremont and University of Oxford claims. The Plumline asked her campaign about the LinkedIn page on Friday. Yesterday, 5 days later, O'Donnell issued a statement. There have been reports that I have released false information on a LinkedIn profile under my name. This is categorically untrue. I completed a summer program run by the Phoenix Institute at the Institute's Oxford University location. I also completed a Lincoln Fellowship at the Claremont Institute. LinkedIn took down that profile, saying it could not confirm O'Donnell's claim that she did not write it. Her own website still says it was a Lincoln Graduate Fellowship, but as of today, that one is small potatoes, because LinkedIn is not the only personal profile website. Meet ZoomInfo Christine O'Donnell. Turns out this Christine O'Donnell also claims she went to the University of Oxford, except that this website says that O'Donnell herself verified it. And even though it was last updated months before O'Donnell got her degree, it also says she already had her degree. Quoting a ZoomInfo spokesperson, "We scan the web to pull most of our info, so it is pulled from a variety of sources. Just as a starting point, the profile was actually claimed in 2008, which means that she has verified the information and updated it." If it's still not clear that O'Donnell herself generated the Oxford University lie, there is this tonight from Talking Points memo. The conservative Claremont Institute still has her application with the resume she wrote and submitted back in 2002. And here's what they say it says. Oxford University, Oxford, UK, certificate awarded summer 2001. To the story of battling Carl the Truth Palladino in a moment. First, here's David Korn, Washington bureau chief for Mother Jones Magazine and a columnist at politicsdaily.com. David, good evening.
Good evening, Keith.
Right, so here's a second website that says she verified the info. Here's a conservative think tank that says she submitted the resume. It is one thing to get caught in a lie, or maybe with such a wonderful academic record to get your various degrees and educational backgrounds confused. What happens when you get caught in a lie denying the first lie?
You know, politicians tend to get the scandals they deserve. She's not a very serious candidate, so she's getting a not very serious scandal in some ways. We have LinkedIn Gate morphing into ZoomInfo Gate. But it does show what we like to say is a pattern, that she just doesn't get it right. And, you know, in Washington, the old saying is, it's not the wrongdoing, it's the cover-up. Well, now we seem to have a cover-up of a cover-up, and I wonder how much more is going to come out on her background.
To that point, the Associated Press, it walks on tiptoes when implying a candidate's dishonesty in the weeks before campaign. It has written, quote, O'Donnell has made incorrect or misleading statements about her education before. There was a time in our distant past, 4-6 years ago, when somebody running for the Senate might be expected to bow out of a race based on just a statement by the Associated Press, an assessment like that. Well, what does a 2010 Tea Party candidate do when faced with such damning evidence?
That's easy. You blame the media. I mean, why worry about facts at this point? She's already said this week that, she believes her campaign is inspired and guided by God. And so if you really actually believe that, why would you let a little thing like lying on your resume get in the way? If God's brought you to this point, God's obviously not too worried about your resume.
Apparently, God has lower journalistic standards than we thought also.
Well, yes.
This is the party, though, that's supposed to bring, as I said before, I mean, there is some nobility, at least in this concept of honesty and transparency to Washington. But if lying is okay with the voters who support this group, is that because that there's a feeling that anything is okay in the service of the cause because they know the cause is, righteous?
You'd like to think that voters of all stripes care about competency and intelligence in their candidates, so therefore we end up with competent and intelligent government. But I think at this stage you have a slice of the electorate, we don't know how big it truly is, we won't know until November 2nd, that really cares about one thing: anger. And they'll vote for anybody, regardless of their background, regardless of whether they are telling the truth or not, if it expresses their anger. They don't want competent, intelligent government. They want angry government, which is really not going to end up giving them anything that they think they need or that the country requires.
Is there anything instructive in this about the rest of the Republican Tea Party? Does this affect other candidates' approach based on the O'Donnell candidacy or towards the O'Donnell candidacy?
Well, I think, we pundits and analysts and commentators and journalists like to look at the Tea Party as a national phenomenon. But when it comes to the elections, really, each tea bag is in its own cup. So, so she has to convince Delaware voters. Joe Miller has to convince Alaskan voters. Sharon Angle, the same in Nevada. Rand Paul, the same in Kentucky. And while Christine O'Donnell may be making the Tea Party look bad, they're rushing to give her lots of money nationally, I doubt it's going to have much of an impact on those other races. At the end of the day, when we're looking at the results on November 2nd, November 3rd, we're going to look at those individual results and then try to draw national lessons out of that. But they all take place within their own horizons. Yeah,
just because it is a bunch of people who've never been out of their homes before, it does not mean they all know each other already. David Corn of Mother Jones Magazine and PoliticsDaily.com. As always, David, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Keith.